Hello there. In this video we are going to see how to solve quadratic equations in three methods. Let's have an equation 3x squared minus 8x plus 5 which is equal to 0. Let's take this quadratic equation and let's see how to solve in three methods: factorization, quadratic formula, and completing the square method. The first method is factoring or factorization, we can say it. To apply factorization method, let's think of two number, product AC and sum B. It says, in this quadratic equation, our A this time it is the first term, the leading coefficient, which is 3, and our B is the middle term, negative 8, and the C is the constant term, which is 5. So let's think of two number, product AC. When I say I have to multiply A times C, which is 3 times 5, 15, and the sum is the middle term, that is negative 8. So what are these numbers? Negative 3 and negative 5. Mostly students have difficulty to find those numbers, but what to do? Try to state a couple of numbers which will be multiplied and give you 15, like 3 times 5 and 15 times 1. There is one other number because 15, these two couples will be multiplied and give you 15. So which combination will give us added or subtracted 8? Forget the sign for the time being. When you add or when you subtract, which combination will give you 8? The sum or the difference? This first combination will give me 8. Obvious. So I have to now take care of the sign. If I take both positive, 3 times 5 will give me 15, but 3 plus 5 will not give me positive 8. So what if I negate both of them? Negative 5 and negative 3. The product of two negative numbers, obviously it's positive, but negative 3 plus negative 5 will give me negative 8. So these two numbers will be the best option. So these are the two numbers. These numbers are critical numbers. Next step, what to do? The middle term, negative 8x, will be eliminated and substituted by negative 3 and negative 5x. This number will be replaced. And then regroup first two terms together and the last two terms together, group them and take out common. What is common for the first two terms here? 3x squared and 3x. Obviously 3 is common, also there will be 1x common, so 3x will be common. So what remain in the first part? Just x left, and then minus sign will be there at the middle, and here nothing left. You can keep 1 because 3x times 1 will give me 3x. So 3x in bracket x minus 1 remain the first part. The second part, 5 is common, and there is negative here, but there is no negative here. Plus means two negatives, so one negative as a common for both will be taken out, and then one negative remain in the bracket. When you are factorizing, be sure the bracket part must be the same, otherwise your process is not correct. Now as you see, the two brackets are the same, x minus 1 and x minus 1. So when I take out x minus 1 as a common, what remain now? 3x minus 5 remain. So I have left now two brackets, x minus 1 times 3x minus 5. This is what we need. Factorization means writing a given quadratic equation as a product of two linear factors. They are here, which is equal to 0. Therefore, now I have to take care each of them separately. The product of the two numbers is equal to 0 means, previously we have seen at last here, the product of these two brackets equal to 0 means either of the two has to be 0. That means x minus 1 is equal to 0, or x minus 5 is equal to 0. When I solve this one, I have to shift 1 to the other side, so x is equal to 1, and this one will be solved, and x is equal to 5 over 3. So this is the solution set. The second method is quadratic formula. We can directly apply the formula x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac the whole over 2a. First of all, in our quadratic equation, here it is. The a is 3 and the b is negative 8 and the c is 5. Therefore, let's plug. In place of negative b, let's substitute negative of negative 8 plus or minus. B squared means negative 8 squared and minus 4ac. The a here, the c here. Over 2a means 2 times 3. Therefore, negative of negative 8 will be positive 8. This square will be 64. And 4 times 3, 12. 12 times 5 will be 60. And the difference will be 4. Radical 4 means 2. So everything, as you see, it's smooth. We are almost done now. So we have two outcomes or solutions this time. One by the plus, and the other one will be done minus. Therefore, my final answer will be 8 plus 2 is 10 over 6, which is 5 over 3, can be simplified. It can be simplified, this one, and which will be 5 over 3. And the other one is x is equal to 8 minus 2, which is 6 over 6, that's 1. So my final solution set will be 5 over 3 and 1, which will be the same as the first answer, which is done by factorization. The last method is completing the quadratic equation. So what to do? First, convert the given quadratic equation, which is ax squared plus bx plus c, which is equal to 0, in the form of a in bracket x minus d the whole square plus e, which is equal to 0 form. But to get the d, what is something new here is d and e. D and e are something new. How to get the d? It's so simple. This is what we call it axis of symmetry graphically. D is equal to negative b over 2a. So we can get d easily. But to get the e, we have to plug this d value in places of x in the original equation, and then we have to solve it. And then we will have to evaluate it. That's going to be the e. So in our equation, our d will be we have 3. Therefore, according to which is equal to 0. Therefore, to solve this one, already converted into vertex form of quadratic equation, this will be solved. First, we have to shift this negative 1 over 3 to the right side. When you shift it, the negative will be positive 1 over 3. And then how to get rid of these 3? I need to multiply by 1/3 both sides. When I multiply these 3 cut out, and x minus 4 over 3, the whole square remain here. To the other side, 1/3 times 1/3 will be 1 over 9. And then again, to get rid of this square, I have to put in the square root both sides. When I put it, the square root cancel the square, and x minus 4 over 3 remain. But the other side, 1 over 9, will be taken out as 1/3. It can be extracted as 1 over 3, but plus or minus. Therefore, the x value will be, I can take this number to the other side. When I take it, it will be 4 over 3 plus or minus. So when we solve separately, we will have finally the answer 5 over 3 and 1. So finally, the 3 methods will give us the same answer. So we can solve quadratic equation in 3 methods: factorization, quadratic formula, or completing the square method. Thank you.